Welcome to Vive Crypto. Today we're gonna do our fifth episode. I'm here with Steve, and he's gonna introduce you to the first topic for today.
Yeah, so Starbucks accepts Bitcoin. This news broke today and was published several times, including by CNBC. What did you think upon your reading on this?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what I first understood when I read this, and then I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Okay.
Okay,
So you're lying to us?
No, they were lying to us. But
Okay.
I'm gonna
All
tell
right.
you the
Yeah.
truth.
No. Okay. Okay.
All
yeah.
right.
I just wanted a clarification there.
No,
and I'm sure our viewers do too. Okay.
No,
that's perfect.
I won't lie to you guys. Okay, so Starbucks announced a partnership with ICE and Microsoft to work on a crypto platform called Backed to allow payments made with Bitcoin and Starbucks to purchase coffee and milkshakes, every product they sell. So, okay, that's what the news said. But actually, what the platform is going to do is that it's going to be an exchange. So you're going to be able to use like your Bitcoin or your cryptocurrencies, but you're not really buying coffee with your crypto. You're more like changing it into US dollars to then
so they're
purchase
just
the
working
coffee.
with an exchange.
Yeah.
So, yes, I personally, CNBC really just dropped the ball here, right? I mean, I guess it's okay for smaller publications to kind of feed off of them, but I doubt that they were feeding off of other smaller publications. So, yeah, I'm kind of pointing some thumbs down, negative reviews on CNBC getting out fake news. It never really explained the fees, so, I mean, how exciting can that be, right?
No details. Just
like you said, the machine's just going to turn it into cash.
Yeah.
The only thing that I really liked about it is, well, Starbucks has a lot of locations, so if this is a thing that they're working on, you're going to start seeing ads, and that's like ads at worldwide about Bitcoin.
That's true.
And I kind of just saw this, and this is going to be a theory thing we're following today. So Starbucks was young, cool, hip, trending, and it just became middle-aged. Okay? This is not the cool thing to do
anymore.
No, exactly. And with some of our other stories, that's going to play through again.
I also wanted to add that I had seen recently Starbucks was having problems with their employees. Because they were being racist, and that's like obviously bad publicity.
Yeah, I mean, again, reoccurring theme. They are not that young, cool, trendy, do everything right, and the way that people naturally want it. They're kind of the followers, and that's not what young people do. They aren't followers. They find their own little niches. They find their own little things.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on that?
No, that's
all right.
that's
Our
all.
Second topic. You want to introduce us?
All right. Yes. Okay. So our second topic is Sony joining mining scene.
Yeah. So I had very mixed-ish responses initially, right?
All right.
Sony's been very blah, but has had its moments for sure. I'm gonna circle back to that. 2 patents says for electronic node.
All right.
Kind of don't really know what that is too much. Also, maintaining a distributed ledger. Didn't really give a lot of information. That was kind of like terminology with patents.
Yeah.
There was... All right, go ahead. I'm going to let you jump in and because I have more on the
All right,
back end.
yeah. We mostly have just facts on this because this is super new, so they don't really explain much what the thing is. But I saw that they want to do 2 patents. One is for the mining, like the mining process, and the other one's for like the device and the system.
Yes.
Like we said, they don't really explain that much to like explain to you what
to give you any further information. This is the one thing I pulled, okay? Virtual nodes defined, okay? I had to go to dictionaries to get anything, okay? Virtual nodes are defined. Both approaches allow groups of processes to be isolated from each other while running on the same physical machine.
Alright.
both processes to be isolated, running on the same machine. That sounds like a sidechain.
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
That's fair.
in the way that they're wording it, it sounds like they're trying to create up a new way of saying something that's already been done. That's that was the worrying thing. But, I'm not going to jump down their throat directly for something that they didn't explain. This is me taking a Webster's dictionary.
Yeah.
And Sony's also a Asian company. I want to say Japan.
Japanese.
Yeah. And I don't, there might even be a translation change here where like maybe it also means a slightly difference. So there's a lot of variables to be playing here. Yes.
Yeah.
All
right.
Go ahead. I unless you were going on. I didn't know if you were jumping in the next time. Go.
I'm gonna keep talking about
this. Go right ahead.
I saw that they also were like people were saying maybe they're like planning to launch its own cryptocurrency because like now that they're gonna have the patents, they're gonna have they're gonna have their miner and they're gonna have a device and the hardware. So I saw people were saying maybe they're gonna launch its own cryptocurrency. That could be interesting. Yeah.
Long term, that could actually be potentially interesting. And first, another thing that kind of thought, so Sony's public, so doing anything with a public company is always going to be taxable, and any of the private chain stuff is just like dead. So I don't know how far they can go, but they have obviously had some pretty amazing products through time, and I want to say my three favorite Sony products that I thank Sony for more than anything else. Number one.
You think? Okay.
Sony Walkman. Okay, I grew up in the Walkman era, and if it wasn't for Sony Walkman, I would have not discovered music at such a young age. Okay. Number two, the 3.5-inch floppy drive. Now, I don't know what other people use their 3-point-inch floppy drives for, but that is how I played games, including Doom. So thank you for those floppy drives. And lastly, in my opinion, the best gaming station of all time.
Okay.
PlayStation 1. The original PlayStation, absolutely, was just, in my opinion, the best gaming system.
Okay.
Comparatively to Spears. Do you have anything else to say?
No, that's
all right. So our third topic, Connection Hub, $300 million. What did you read into this? What did you pick out of this article?
Okay, I saw that this
vague headline. That's why. Yeah.
Billionaire.
Yes, billionaire
is wanting to build 300 million crypto innovation hub. So what he wants to do is like a center so people can go and learn about crypto, blockchain. He said he wants to create like a fintech college, so they would be mostly also learning like robotics, mostly about like technology, but also focused on the crypto industry.
Yeah, and innovating in that sector.
Yeah, so he's doing that in Connecticut. He said this was like the reason was because there's some big schools around there. I remember he mentioned Yale. That's like a big one. I don't really remember right now the other ones.
Yeah, okay.
But he said it was like a strategic place for it.
So I started reading this, and I almost initially, without even, this is our first run through. I didn't know which way you were going, but I almost knew directly. I figured that there'd be a lot of... I wanted to find out who Bruno Wu was, the guy behind this.
The guy, the villain.
Yes. Okay, so we did a bunch of reading. He basically is most accredited for Cena Corp, which is basically listed as a Twitter ripoff. But then I had to go to Cena Corp to double check if that's even true, because like Wikipedia to Chinese stuff, again, how reliable is this, right?
All right.
So I double checked, and this is much more like a Facebook clone, where you can chat to people, send pictures, kind of have a status and stuff, groups and stuff. It really looks like it became a Facebook clone, I guess, over a long period of time.
Okay.
Either way, I think it's pretty uncool that this guy is a billionaire off of kind of ripping off stuff in a legal market. right?
Oh.
So I was wondering how bad this guy's intentions are. But on his Wikipedia, it also pushes him as like a huge charity enthusiast. He was like, normally charity doesn't even take up maybe 5-10% of your Wikipedia. It took up a good 25% of this guy's Wikipedia.
His whole
So I really don't know what to make of all of this, because it all looked one way and then I instantly got directed the other. So go ahead.
I remember when I read about that, I think I saw they said like he was born into money.
Oh, he was also born into money on top. Okay, so I was because I mean, you know,
I mean, that doesn't really change that he did like the Facebook ripoff, but I mean, maybe he was just trying to do his own thing because like he didn't just want to be like rich.
That I mean, you know, again, I don't want to, you know, but you know what those deals are, where those legality rules are a little bit different, and they have kind of a restricted zone, and so
okay,
go ahead.
Okay, we're gonna do our next topic, and our next topic is High Times accepts Bitcoin on its IPO.
Okay, so I earlier said Starbucks just went from young to middle age.
Yeah,
that was a jump up. Okay.
Yeah. Like
High Times is a magazine. That's like an old man.
All right.
This is the cool man that's gaming on Twitch and crushing everyone's face. Okay. Like this is the cool move. This is like, again, this is basically a magazine.
Okay.
And it has always been ahead of curve. So they've been publishing about marijuana usage within like celebrities.
Okay.
And other things like that. And
so
that's before legalization was anywhere. So now that crypto isn't legal and becoming the next movement, it looks like they're just adopting. And they're just early adopters of stuff. Right. So yeah, I just think it makes them look as cool as a magazine could possibly look in 2018. Like this is, I would not buy any other magazine. I would buy a High Times just because they're so cool. They would tell me how to maybe one day be cool.
Be cool.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, I read that they thought about doing like an ICO, like many companies do, but they just decided to do an IPO, but to take Bitcoin and Ethereum.
So yeah, they just decided to merge it.
Yeah,
which is
because
the real
they wanted to be. They didn't want to leave like the crypto community like out of it. They wanted to like just put it together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, to have obviously more people.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't really.
Yeah, they're the first cannabis company to go to the NASDAQ.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. NASDAQ is like the largest tech companies.
Okay.
Accumulated together.
Yeah.
And investor shares $11 a piece. I mean that. But again, interesting stuff. Unfortunately, not good for us because it's not like you can sell your High Times shares and go get crypto.
Yeah, no.
So we're not really getting buyers. We're just getting sellers, but we're getting more exposure.
Yeah,
again.
exposure is always
and again, what's the cost of advertising, and especially legality and adoption? And again, like I said, being cool. There's a price to that. There's literally a price to that. And again, we're gonna speak about that one more time going forward.
All right. Cool. All right. Just say the next topic.
Yeah. So the next topic is MacCoin through McDonald's. When you read McDonald's came out with a crypto, what did you think? Game breaking idea?
Okay.
Terrible. And in between?
I thought a lot of things, but not really like a great idea, but not also bad. So so they're launching this MacCoin because of their 50th anniversary of the Big Mac. Sorry, the Big Mac.
Yeah, the 50th anniversary of the Big Mac.
Yeah. So they're gonna give out this coin to every person that buys Big Mac. So that's like pretty much it. So I don't think this really is like much of a marketing strategy because I feel like it's like just like a coupon, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's like
I
buy
mean,
one get two. So I thought about something silly when I read about this actually. Um, okay, so when I was like 10 years old, I went to Europe, and because I didn't really like
European food.
European food or
Yeah.
like any different food than what I normally ate, I would just go to McDonald's, and I'm sure my family and my dad more than anyone hated me because of that.
Yeah.
But you know, like on kids' meals, they always give like toys, so they have different toys, and I thought they were cooler. So like I know I probably still keep them somewhere, and it's just like something silly to
It's
remember.
a keepsake, yeah.
Just like a memory. So when I heard about this coin, I thought like I feel like I would rather just keep it like as a memory than just to trade it for like another burger because it doesn't really make sense to me. Like
Yeah.
it's just like I don't think
Wow. Just wow. So, I mean,
I,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah no
Yeah,
I
no.
don't think there's much value more than like collectors, I guess, because they're gonna do like 5 different ones for like each 10 years like decade. And yeah, that's it. I mean, it's
Okay, yeah,
just,
so,
yeah, go ahead.
oh, yeah, no, I mean, it's just, okay, so I did a snoring, like, face as you're talking, just to try to showcase where my enthusiasm is, okay? All right, so we've been talking about the innovations and where companies are in
Yeah.
the aging system.
Yeah.
McDonald's just became the old grandpa you do not want to talk
That
or
I
hang
know.
out with because he's only got one story, okay?
Oh,
It is just, they've just
okay.
become the worst ever, okay?
Yeah.
It's really hard, first of all, to even justify. I'm not even going to talk about the ridiculousness of this yet. To justify their business model, okay? What's good? Vibrant growth right now. Healthier, etc. Has McDonald's made any inroads in the health food industry? Like, zero, okay? I looked into them. 4 years in a row, they've had declining sales. 4 years in a row. How beautiful is that? Not only that though, their profit isn't declining. You know what that means? Even though they're making less revenue, they're still making the same profit. How is that?
Yeah,
Because
that's
they're literally cutting on their supply chain, which means their burgers, which have been bad, are cheaper and
They're
worse
getting
than
worse?
ever before.
Oh.
I mean, this is the most unbelievable ass backward business model you'll ever see right now, okay? And that's why they think this is a good idea. Because there's people out there who are literally just bad with innovation to begin with, because I'm going to even go off harder later, that think the forever stamp. There isn't a stamp in the United States where you could buy, and because inflation always goes up, the price of a stamp is always going to be more. So they
Okay,
sold
okay.
for a little bit forever stamps, so they were the price of inflation, right?
Yeah.
There's people who think that's like a great idea on the blockchain. And that's basically what McDonald's is saying. And that is so backwards, that's reverse innovation.
Yeah.
I literally, reverse innovation. Had to double check that that's even a word because it seems so made up, right?
No,
But that
makes
there was
sense.
no, all right. So like I said, their food has gotten worse. If they do one day decide to just change the Big Mac in name to, let's just say, like the Big Burger. I mean, was this token just go to sudden zero based off of a typo, right? Because you're technically getting a Big Mac.
Oh, okay. No.
So, like,
it just
go ahead.
yeah. Sorry. It's just gonna you're just gonna be able to trade it this year,
Okay.
like the rest of the year.
Okay. So yeah, again, even more ridiculousness, and this is exactly what I believe is wrong with the biggest companies out there. Every company right now is being told by their investors and their shareholders, make money, make a little bit more, don't be risky. Everyone on the planet is afraid to fail, which is why you haven't seen any giant innovation in almost any area. And there is actually really developing innovation in blockchain. And I'd hate to see it really get shut down by these big type of stagnant companies that don't want to do anything new and really gobble up the market. The money I really hope stays into the companies that are pushing for real innovation.
Yeah.
Because there's just no use to things that IBM, in my opinion, and McDonald's, and I can't even think of what other companies we just keep listing that just keep coming up with bad Bitcoin ideas. And like I said,
And
you know,
it just draws attention because they're big companies, and you're like, oh,
yeah,
like,
no.
I wish the money went to this one that is actually doing something for like the community.
McDonald's is just a big turd right now. It's just a big turd. It's just terrible. There's nothing I would want to do with it. All right. I'm gonna have you introduce our last little topic, which is pretty vague.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, our last topic is what to do going forward. That's the name. So we're gonna talk about like if someone is just about to get into investing in crypto, what we suggest.
Yeah, like how would a beginner enter the world of cryptocurrency right now?
Yeah.
What are the actions that you're taking?
Okay. Yeah. All right. So what I think is most likely that you're gonna learn about Bitcoin first, just because it's like the most popular one right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I would say you would have to do first is just like start like doing like a little research just into, it doesn't matter, maybe the biggest coins, because you're gonna find more info about them. Just like read a
it's
little
gonna be
bit
easier
about
to find
one.
information about a top 100 coin than some coin
Yeah.
that's newly listed,
Yeah.
ICO. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, just like read a little bit about it and just get an idea of what they're trying to say. So after that,
So start putting that like toe in the pool.
yeah, it's like first step, like just try to see like what they're trying to do.
I don't know. I just feel like that's the toe in the pool.
Yeah. No, it is. It's like step one. So
Yeah.
I say step two, just start searching for coins, projects that have a purpose that you can resonate with, something you think matters or like draws your attention. Like this project wants to focus on privacy, or this project wants to focus on I don't know,
Scalability, seed, creating
transparency.
designated apps.
Yeah.
Decentralized
Just like something
apps.
you're
Oh my god,
interested in.
designated apps.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey.
And then you can start like having a better idea of what you wanna invest in. Like, it's gotta be something that you really believe in, and I think that's important. I actually learned it's really important to be able to trust the people who are leading the project, because as you start your journey, you realize that sometimes you see potential in a project, but then you realize the people behind it are just not
They're just not the type of people you'd ever want to bet on.
exactly. Just,
Yeah, no,
you
exactly.
Trust
There's
your money to them.
there's a split population on this. A consistent debate. What do you want to go for? Do you go for the project, or do you follow the people?
Yeah.
If it's a good project idea, obviously if it succeeds, but the people are going to give it a better chance to succeed.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people who play that side of the coin where they either take project always or people always, and that's the way they roll.
Yeah, and I think you should try to find both.
Yeah.
I think it's important.
There's a lot of coins out there, and if you're put in a little time and effort, absolutely, you can start to find some things that will fit what,
And you should just be able to trust that they're gonna do what they say they're gonna do, and just like someone you would trust your money with. Okay, so that would be mostly, but I also want to mention this because it's like a big problem. Okay, so there's a lot of scams out there. I would advise you to be wary of coins that have too many people like pumping it, because most of the time that means something is up. Like, you know, like I see it this way. Like, if something's really good, you don't really have to prove it. And if there's so many people saying like, oh, you should get this, this is the next, I don't know, like number one, this is the fastest, this is like
when people are just sitting back and talking about mooning and
Yeah,
et
yeah,
cetera,
yeah, all
and
of
just
those things.
and
It's
it,
like you
they're
should be
pumping
like,
for the dump. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. You should be just wary of those people that just want to sell you something that you really don't want to have. Also on social media, especially on Twitter, I've seen this a lot. They do like fake giveaways where you're just like they pretend
Yeah.
to be like a CEO of a company, and
Yes,
they're saying like,
absolutely.
"Oh, send us this amount, and we'll get back to
Do
you
not
with like
send
three
to
times
other
your
sources.
money." But yeah, just
Why would you send
don't
money
do
first
that.
to
I
something
know it
that's
sounds
not a
stupid
business?
that
Yeah.
people
No,
actually do that, but I
yeah,
know.
no, and that's all right. So,
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
as you know, so here's my advice. As you know, I had my 7-Eleven and 63 for
Yes.
stockbroking. People always say, "But I'm not a broker," but I am a broker. So here's my
Okay.
super non-serious advice.
Everybody.
Look at the Bitcoin market, like it's dating, right?
Like it's
So,
dating.
yes. So what you want to do is kind of like say, "Hey, I'm single." So what you want to do is just kind of say hello. You know, kind of just introduce yourself to a bunch of people, but not like fixate on the first or second person. You just want to start introducing yourself to some people. Let's imagine you're on a new spot or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So now we start out with introducing people. That is like, look at headlines. Just look at some headlines from different things. Don't just like be like, I watch Bitcoin headlines, because that will keep you very informed. Or do not just watch like some
Just-
coin that you like further down the list. Maybe, I don't know, Litecoin
Uh-huh.
or EOS. It doesn't matter, even if it's something I particularly love. Don't just follow
Don't
that
just
one
fixate
coin. Yeah.
on like one.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
If they sound alike, move on. When people are very similar, like other people we meet, we normally like, there's a lot of people like that. When
Okay,
you
yeah,
hear
yeah,
a coin and it sounds like another coin, kind of just move on.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna save you a bunch of time and time and trouble.
You don't
Okay?
want something that's like
Yeah. There's
everything
other
else.
fish in the sea. More of my dating advice, right? If you find one don't be afraid to ask them out. So now, if you put some time, you start to separate, and you're like, I like this one. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. Every person on the planet, every good investor will tell you, this is where I've lost, and this is where I've gained.
Yeah,
They're honest.
absolutely.
Everyone wants to learn from their mistakes, okay?
Yes.
So yeah, ask them out, buy them a dinner, right? You like something, do not be afraid to just sit on the sidelines forever, okay? Keep your eyes open. Even though you like someone, doesn't mean you just fixate to that one person and blow everyone else off in your life.
Okay,
You should
yeah.
continue to keep looking and talking to other people
Yeah.
and seeing and learning and growing, just in general, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, this is again just kind of give that beginning part of when you start to like someone still a wait and see approach.
And
Okay?
that's really like understandable.
Yes, and then do not be afraid to take the next step. If you like a coin, you keep getting that right investment and stuff, put more of your money in it. Feel confident in your own, like what you need to do as an investor, and every great investor throughout the time of history, they've always trusted themselves.
All right.
You need to learn to trust yourself,
All right.
but you need to trust yourself off of what you believe, what you read, and it needs to be over this long slanting thing. So that is taking it to the next level. AKA, instead of, buying a very small position, go ahead, put in a little bit of money, but this is further down the line when you feel like you could marry or be with this coin for 5 to 10 years. Go right ahead.
that way.
Do not hesitate and miss the next giant bull run.
All right.
Because at that point you've had enough information to make your decision. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll close it with, and I am going to just point to my peanuts, who is going to give us a little send-off, talk-off.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do everyone? Okay. So sometimes in life, that sounds like dramatic, but okay. So recently I found I make this quick. I'm sorry. Recently I found like a kitty, and I took a lot of effort and time to take care of it, and in the end it didn't end happy, like a happy ending. But I just wanted to say that you should always try to be the best you can, and just even like the little bit of good you have, just spread into the world. And I just wanted to mention that kind of to, I don't know,
Have it remembered?
yeah, to just like, yeah, to like make it honor or
Yeah, no. I, yeah, again, it just again points to the fact that even when you try to do your best, doesn't mean things will always work out. Bad
yeah,
things happen to a lot of people all around the world all the time, even though they're preparing and trying their best.
yeah,
Um, to see something get better and then get worse and so quickly is so heartbreaking. Um,
yes,
but it is also sadly a fact of life.
yeah,
And as human beings, we have to accept the end of everyone and everything at some point. And it's really hard to talk about. It's really shitty to talk about. But the more that we talk to other people about the loss or the losses that we face or are worried about, etc.,
yeah,
the easier our days become, because just like everything we're doing with crypto, just together everyone achieves more.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I
exactly.
come from a huge team sports playing thing, so yeah, I always think that it's just about more people trying better. There's a lot of situations where um, yeah, the street dog who actually ended up attacking the cat. Hopefully, if other people can help one, you can help another, and at some point those situations don't occur. But yeah, just a terrible send off. We hope, however, you tune in again for a more happy episode
And we
next
hope
time.
you liked his advice, because I think it was really good and a really interesting way to like
Yeah.
say it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. All right. Bye.
Bye.